Welcome to Man Stuff with Clint. Today I'm changing out a hot rod igniter on a PitBoss series pellet grill. Let's do this. All right, problem. PitBoss turns on, gets power, but the moment I set the temp, it trips the GFI and turns off. Let's see. So, I have jumped on some forums. They all seem to think it's the HotRod igniter. So, because it turns on, I've tried other plugs. It trips every plug I've been on, different circuits. So we are gonna change out the HotRod igniter. Bought it on Amazon. It's like 12 bucks, 14 bucks. I figure if it doesn't work, no big deal. I got 4 screws. HotRod. I don't have much slack, so I'm gonna have to jump to the other stage before I can finish this. Oh yeah, and make sure everything's unplugged. Plug's way over here. Safety first. So underneath, we have 4 more screws. And that will reveal all the wiring, and we'll be able to cut the zip ties and loosen it up to where we can pull that hot rod out and work with it. All right, just cut that zip tie that held all this stuff together. One of these should be the hot rod. Let's see, and make sure before I start tugging things, it's got a little coat on it. I can check the other thing. Down and into something there. Little hole. Okay. That's the fan down there, and that's the light. What I got from Amazon. Says it works for all PitBosses and stuff. 120 volt, 200 watt. Okay, and checking out the wires, it looks like this one has the same consistency and then feeds right into that hole that we saw the other one go into. If that's the case, if I can feed a little bit in there, I should be able to pull out the pot. Oh yeah. Much more slack. And there's your hot rod. It's got 1 set screw. We'll pop that off. I've loosened the set screw. Hot rod pops right out now. All right. Okay, and checking out this little pathway here, it runs through this hole back there, as you can see, but that is a tight corner to feed this rod through. So I think I'm gonna have to go from here that way. I think it'll be easier. I mean, I'll have to pull this out this way, but when I put the new one in, I'm gonna have to feed the connectors out that way, get it to that hole. I can get my fingers up through that fan a little bit, but I think if I tape on right around here, I can pull it through and make the connection, and then I can just pull this out. Use this as kind of my guide wire or pull wire. All right, new one. Just a little electrical tape taped onto the old one. I'm gonna try pulling it. All right, let's see if we can do this. There's my tape. It's a tight corner to pull it through, that's for sure. All right, kind of tight turner. Found out there's a little rubber grommet in there. Kind of a wire thing, but it made the turn. I got the new one pulled through. So I'll just put this little thing around the new one and just kind of reseal that hole when I pull out the new one, or the old one. All right, got the new one through, the old one out. I ended up just cutting the wires because I couldn't make that turn going the other way with the old one. I don't know, it's not like I need it, but I just cut it. I'll show you what I did. I just cut it. I don't need it. That's the old one. All right, I put it in. I set the screw. I'm gonna leave about that much sticking out. Time to feed it back in. This is where all the pellets feed in through here into the pot. So you just gotta line that back up. That looks pretty smooth. That looks like it'll go right in. I vacuumed all this out. Yeah, I do that every once in a while. Looks good. Redo my screws. Redo my connection down there. Should be good to go. All right, fed it around. It went behind that wire originally and behind this green one, so I'm just feeding it the same way it was. Just gonna make my connection. Plug that back in. I'm going to take a little zip tie and put this all back together the way it was, just to keep it neat. But that should do it. Put this grate back on with 4 screws. Should be ready to test it. All right, got the screws back on. You know, PitBoss has a video doing this. It's really good. That's where I learned this. They do it on a new PitBoss, of course. They forget to tell you when it's old. You just got grease runoff, just like everywhere. It gets everywhere. It's just man stuff. So just be prepared for that. All right, let's test it. So we've got the new hot rod in place. We got everything over. We got it all plugged in. Now, if you remember, I could turn it on and get a blue light, but the second I turned the temp on and activated the igniter and hot rod, it would short. So let's see, blue light. Oh, it didn't click off. I think that's all it was. And like I said, it must be a fairly common problem because PitBoss has a video on it and they sell the part on Amazon for like a few bucks. And it's a relatively easy and quick install. I think that whole thing took me 15-20 minutes, only because I've never done one before. When the hot rod is working, it turns into that red hot metal piece right there. The pellets feed through and ignite it, and yeah, that's how it's supposed to work. So it looks like it's going strong. We can get some food going here. All right. Looks like it works. We can get some food going here soon. I found out the hard way. I was about to have some people over, and I went to smoke a pork butt, and it wouldn't start. Had to cook it in the oven. I don't know why I did that. I didn't buy a smoker so I could cook food in an oven. That's not cool. Anyways, thank you for watching.